Hi, everyone. My name is Marissa Stone, owner of the Systems Lounge and host of the brand spanking new Women's Biz Systems podcast. And I want to welcome you today to the 2019 Premier International Women's Business Systems Virtual Summit Speaker Spotlight Series, where you get to meet and greet many of our coveted speakers inside the summit. And inside this week's track, we are talking with those speakers inside track 1. For those of you who have not had an opportunity to go look, the link is both in the description and in the title of this event. And track 1 is our Power Up track. And that's where speakers are sharing all the ways in which they focus their efforts on productivity and efficiencies inside their business so that they can utilize those time and resources wisely that are going to help them systematize and scale their businesses. And I am super stoked right now to have Shelley Fishel here. She is talking with us inside the summit all about ways in which you can collaborate using Office 365. So for those of you that are diehard Microsoft Office fans, she is your go-to person with regard to everything you need to know to be able to collaborate with those you are working with. Shelley, I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here too. And isn't it great that I'm in London and you're in Chicago? Or yeah, it's like we're sitting next to each other. It's amazing.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. And this is a fabulous opportunity for us to kind of get to know a little bit more about you. And leading up to this encounter right here, you told me a little story about some work that you did back in the 90s where you were actually working for a charity. And as they were taking in donations and putting together the trips and things that they were doing for their donors, they had this tracking system that was full of paper and Post-it notes and notebooks and so chaotic that you couldn't keep track of any of it. A very underwhelming process. And you decided to take a weekend and build a Microsoft Access database, which I am thrilled to hear that you did. So talk with us a little bit about that story, because then you were able to track everything appropriately so you guys could move forward.
Exactly. We were taking a trip abroad. We had 50 people registered. They had to raise the money for the trip, sponsorship. So they had to cover their flights and then money for the charity. Yeah. And then there were hotels and meals and guides and buses and everything had to be booked. All that stuff that goes with it. And it was just lots of lists of paper, and people would come in and they'd say, I've got £25 this week, here you are. And it would be a scribbled note, and it was just impossible. You couldn't see anything. You could make a nice list in an Excel flat spreadsheet, but there was no cross-referencing. So you couldn't look at one person and see the donations, the flights, the travel, the accommodation. Right. It just wasn't all there. And it just took ages to find any information. And I knew about Excel. I kind of just about discovered Excel. And I knew there was something else that could do what I wanted it to do. So I bought myself a book about Microsoft Access, and we had a computer at home, and I spent a weekend going, well, it's probably about 4 days to be, if I'm absolutely honest, because I started from nowhere. Right. I learned what a relational database is and how I could have one person and see their donations, their travel, their, all the allied things. Yeah. So I created this little database, and I went in, I loaded it on the one computer in the office, or 2 computers in the office in those days. And I said to Jennifer, my colleague, I said, Jennifer, come and look at this. And she said, what's this? So I said, well, it's a database. And now we can look at Joe blogs and see how much money and all the rest. And she went, wow. And, we just started using it. And it just made tracking that trip so much easier. Kind of, yeah, and that led me on to exploring more around Microsoft Office. Of course, it wasn't 365 in those days. It was right. It was Office 6 or something. Okay, I don't know, like ancient. And it just kind of, that's when my love of technology kind of really took off. Yeah. I'd always been interested in it before, but that's when it kind of really, I thought, yeah, I can do stuff with this.
Yeah.
And then eventually led me down the training route.
And I love that you took a scenario where you were struggling to accomplish a goal, and you said, we need a solution. And you turned to the thing that would provide that, which was a system to track all of this. And you built it out in Microsoft Access. So that is absolutely brilliant. I love, love, love that story. So now, Shelley, I would like to invite you to jump into the hot seat with us. This is an opportunity. Everybody kind of, This is an opportunity for us to get to know a little bit more about you and allow the listeners to learn a little bit more. I'm going to give you a handful of questions, and I just want you to think about the first thing that comes to mind. But this is a great opportunity for us to learn a little bit more about you. Are you ready?
Fire away.
All right, let's do this. What's your favorite food?
Oh, chicken, I think. Roast chicken.
Okay, all right. Rosemary maybe on it, or some sort of...
No, garlic and honey and ginger. That's
you go.
That's my go-to. Garlic, ginger, and honey. That's my go-to.
Okay, I love it. How about your favorite beverage?
Water and Diet Coke, I think.
Okay.
But more water.
Yeah.
Or a nice coffee.
There you go. Yeah. How about your favorite season of the year?
Autumn.
Yeah. A lot of people are liking that kind of sweater weather, ready to let things cool off a bit. How about your favorite piece of technology? And don't say Microsoft Office.
No, my laptop.
Your laptop.
My laptop. Yeah, my laptop.
Okay. I love it. Are you a morning or a night person?
Well, my husband would say I'm very grumpy in the morning. I'm not really, but once I'm up, I'm up.
Right.
I can be both. I can be a bit of both. Depends what I've got going on. If I've got something I'm excited about, then I'm up and about, and I can stay and work really late if I need to.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll do that for a while, and then I'll keel over.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. I do the same thing. Okay. What about gold or silver?
Gold.
How about coffee or tea? And you said coffee earlier.
I did. And I think I'd still say coffee.
Okay. And then chocolate or caramel?
Chocolate.
All right. How about iOS or Android?
Oh, now that's a tough one because I have one of everything. So I have a Windows laptop. I have a MacBook Air. Yeah. I have an iPad and I have an Android phone.
Okay.
So yeah, all of them.
All of them.
I'm really at heart, I'm a Windows person, but I teach on all platforms. So I have one of everything so that I can learn it to teach it.
Yeah, and that's similar for me. The only one that I have not tackled yet is the MacBook. Everything else I can teach pretty much anything on. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, what is one of those weird quirks that most people do not know about you?
Weird quirk. Oh, I don't know. What do other people think is weird about me? I am really shy. I don't come across as shy. I don't present as shy. But if I'm in a social situation where I don't know people, let's say I'm with David, my husband, I'll be very quiet. He'll be the talkative one.
Okay.
That's kind of how it works. Although when I have to be on my own, if I'm on my own, then I'll pretend.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay. What about one of those bucket list items you have not yet completed?
Oh, a bucket list item. I'd love to go to Japan.
Nice. Several other of the speakers have said they want to go to Japan. You guys should all get together and do a road trip to Japan.
Go together. Yeah, my husband's not interested in going to Japan, but my son's going in February, so I'd really like to go. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. The last question I want to ask you is, what motivates you to show up for your audience each and every day the way that you do?
The idea of enabling them to do something they couldn't do before. Making them excited about using the tools at their fingertips, and the feedback that I get when somebody says, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that," and that's going to save me hours or minutes even. It's just really cool for that sort of thing. That's what I really enjoy, and I'd probably do it even if I didn't do it for business purposes because I enjoy what I do.
Yeah, I love that. I think it really is one of those kind of common themes throughout everyone in the summit, that for us, making a difference for other people in our space is a game changer. It allows us to be there, to come from a place of service, do the thing that we love while building our business. So I love
Yeah. I think it's that everybody likes to have purpose and meaning.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're an honest, ethical person, you don't want to be just in it for the money. Yes,
Right.
the money is important and the money is nice,
Yeah.
but money on its own isn't enough.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think, from that, you've got to be able to give something else.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Guys, you definitely do not want to miss Shelley's session. She is going to be inside track 1. And if you click on the link in the description and in the title of this video, you're going to jump over there to that page. And what you will do is you will scroll down to the agenda. And under track 1, you will see Shelley's session all about collaborating in Office 365. Shelley, thank you so much for hanging out with us and letting us put you in the hot seat and learn so much more about you.
Thank you ever so much for having me. It's been real fun.
Guys, we will see you inside the summit, and we'll also see you in the next Speaker Spotlight. Bye, everyone.